On the big screen, tougher than ever, John Thaw and Dennis Waterman. The team that made Sweeney a force to remember.
I've never seen so many dead people.
Today I'm going to review Sweeney 2. Sweeney 2 came out in 1978 and it's a sequel to Sweeney that came out in 1977, and it's also a follow-on from the TV show. It was directed by Tom Clegg and stars John Thaw, Dennis Waterman, Denholm Elliott, and runs 104 minutes. It's interesting because some of the film's set in Malta. The plot's about bank robbers and bent cops. And this film had less violence than the first film. There's also more nudity and bad language in this film than the first film. This film got a double A, that means 14 or over, whereas the first film got an X certificate, which is only for 18 years or over. And like the first film, some of the supporting characters were in the TV show. So this is another good film, a sequel to the Sweeney. It's interesting because although there's maybe a bit less violence in this film, it makes up for it with like a little bit more humour. So once again you get one PC humour and action. This would never get made these days. But anyway, I'm going to have a drink. Foster's. So if the woke people don't like it, they can shut it. Some brilliant scenes are in this film, really funny. Every opportunity, Reagan and Carter are trying to chat up women. They chat up women in the pub, they chat up women on an aeroplane when they're flying to Malta. It's all the time. They're getting drunk at every opportunity. So really good fun.
Oh, look at that, shouldn't be allowed. Look, there's another one, look.
Why don't you belt up?
Really good scene as well where there's this woman working on the phones and Reagan's trying to chat her up all the time and he gives her the key to his house, and later he's getting drunk so he's asleep on the couch. She lets herself into his house, looks around, has a drink, some cheese. Instead of waking him up she gives him the house key back, but she puts it down in his underpants. So when he wakes up he's wondering what the hell's down there. And he finds out it's the house key. Really funny, that.
The last time we met, you posted my key down a very funny place. I just wondered if you'd like to come round and retrieve it.
I would very much like to retrieve your key, but unfortunately, I'm retrieving somebody else's key tonight.
Yeah, it's a good job that bloody key didn't gun up his ass. He would have been up bloody Shit's Creek then. So the film's about these bank robbers. They're all organised. It's a syndicate that's in Malta and they're planning all these robberies. And Reagan and Carter go to Malta. It's a strange part of the film because they're like a fish out of water. They're totally, you can tell they're not used to being abroad. They're more comfortable in London. But it does give the film an opportunity to use abroad locations, so that was nice. It's brave that they use bent coppers in this film, like Denholm Elliott spent. It's interesting that he's in Hammer House of Horror and Rude Awakening, and the girl on the phones was also in Hammer House of Horror episode. So there's a little link. But this film is less violent than the first film, and it's a bit slower paced. So I do prefer the first film better, but this film does make up for it in other areas.
Sweeney 2 blasts the big screen with tougher action than before.
Also saying it's less violent, there's actually is some really violent scenes. Like at the beginning you see a guy whose like head's all red, so he's died of a shotgun wound. But right at the end, one of the best scenes is one of the bank robbers gets caught. Instead of getting captured, shoots his girlfriend on the bed. And then he like puts something in his mouth and then puts the shotgun in his mouth and blows his head off. And Reagan's in the bedroom and he gets splashed with blood. And there's a terrific scene. John Thaw's excellent in this scene. Reagan goes into the bathroom washing the blood off, and he looks like he's going to like break down. Carter enters the bathroom as well, and he knows that Reagan's like having one of them moments where he wants to be left alone. Carter just says he'll meet him outside. He kind of knows he wants to be left on his own because he's had like a shock. But I thought that little subtle touch was excellent, one of the best moments in the film. Another interesting thing is the film had a fade out. The first film had a fade out when Reagan was supposed to have been accused of being responsible for the guy's death at the end. In this film, there's another dark fade out of his face, but it's where he's pulled in the pub because the girl on the phones has gone back to the pub to meet them. So at the end he gets a woman. So I thought that was a nice little touch. But it is a refreshing change to see a film that's not bothered about PC or woke or anything. That you can have humour, like they're not bothered about it being a bit sexist, like chatting women up. It's strange, but when I used to watch films like years ago, I didn't think anything wrong about guys chatting women up.
Hello.
Felix, say hello to Dink.
Hi, Dink.
Dink, say goodbye to Felix. Man talk.
In Japan, men always come first, women come second.
Oh, I just retired to here.
Black Queen on the Red King, miss.
But this day and age, the woke people, they take offence of anything. So crazy world getting. Wish some of these bloody wokey buggers would get a personality injection. There's no bloody humour in the surly fuckers. So although this film's not quite as good as the first one, I still thought it was really like good, enjoyable fun. It's almost as good as the first one. It's a very enjoyable film with two likeable leads. So out of 10 I'll give this film 8. 8 out of 10. Very enjoyable. I do think I do like it. Excellent film for you. Top marks. Okay everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.
Now that's her, Mrs. Shirley Hicks.
Slag. Do you realise that every single moving part on that's been machined by hand?